large group in Santa Barbara. Actually, Kevin was the host. The whole group was there, right?
The whole group was there. Had everybody there, so it was a great turnout, man. I had the guys get together before we actually get it going. Just to congregate, understand. It's going to be a long season for us. We hope, and let's start this process right now.
We asked IT about how important was it for him to finally be on a court with the guys.
Yeah.
For you, getting to play with these guys, I know you know them, you respect what they do on the court, but just to have them on the team and have a little up and down here, how important is that to have before you come into a training camp?
No, it was great, man. I think it's very important just to come together as much as you can. We just got out there. We got a lot of great work in, but it was more like for us to just come together, see one another. It's been a long summer. Or short summer for some of us, longer for others. But us to come together as a group, see one another. We worked out. We did some great lunches, some great dinners, drank some great wine. Being in Santa Barbara, so you got to have some great wine, and it was good.
LeBron, you talked about your emotions during the summer. With this new core, it's the first time you have a new core since your return. Does it affect anything that you did over the summer, and what's your mindset with some of these high-profile teammates coming in?
For me personally, over the summertime, I'm always just trying to hone in on my skills, ways to get better. I feel like if I could come into the season better, well more, trained and driven, then it's going to improve our team that much more. So, and even with the new additions, we got guys that are coming in with chips on their shoulders, guys that has been proven in this league and are excited about the opportunity. So it's going to be fun.
How long was the process for you to decide, like 2 days after the season was over, to get back into work?
I tried, man.
Come on.
Mike didn't make Mancius. He didn't make you come home for a while. He didn't make you come home for a while.
I tried so hard. I tried so hard, but it's like the gym be calling me, man. Like I just sit down for like one day, and then the second day, and then I'm like, okay, come on, it's time for you to come back down here. So that's all good.
LeBron, last week you got to do something really neat, really meaningful. You're invited to open the first ever Bloomberg Global Business Forum.
Wow, yeah.
Right? You always talk about being a kid from Akron. You're addressing titans of industries, leaders of foreign nations. What did that whole thing mean to you?
Listen, that meant a lot, not only for myself, but for my family, and more importantly, my kids. And not only my 3 kids, but my 1,200 kids I got in my foundation as well. For me to be the leader of my kids, and then for them to see that their leader is opening up something at a junction of that Bloomberg event. I was more like, when they came to me and asked me, I was more like, really? I was more in like awe and more of like humbled by the fact that they would want me to lead off this unbelievable, this unbelievable function where all the greatest world leaders come together and try to figure out what can we do, how can our voices, how can our resources better either the situation in the world, not just in America, or not just in like their inner cities, but like in the world. And I was humbled that they allowed me to grace that big screen before it all got kicked off.
And you started talking to them about you not being needed to set the tone, but Boo and I had a chance and the honor to speak to like 300 of your 9th graders when we had the career day at the Q, and a lot of the things that I thought about is like, I wish I had that opportunity or that chance when I was that age. And I'm wearing your I Promise bracelet.
I promise. We gotta keep that thing going.
I promised the kids that any of them interested in coming to spend a day with us at the Q, we will always have our doors open and show them what we do for a living. But how important is it for you? Because I don't think not many people understand that the LeBron James Family Foundation has really made it a point into making a change and making an impact at the young age of these kids.
First of all, I want to say thank you guys, for opening y'all doors to my kids. And, my kids are inner city kids. And, for them to be able to take a trip, to the Q and to see the likes of what you guys go through, to be able to see some of the posters and things of the NBA players they walk through every single night. I got the email and the calls about the kids of them being there, and they were just ecstatic. They couldn't stop talking about it. So, for me to be in a position where I can, give my kids access like that, and for them to be appreciative of it, it means a lot to me.
Lastly, LeBron, we always enjoy watching you interact with your own kids on the basketball court and everywhere else. D. Jones always seemingly in the background in some of those videos as well. You really wouldn't give your own kid advice if he was going to another team? Come on.
No, not if I'm still playing. Not if I'm still playing. Maybe like on an off day. Like if it was an off day, or if I'm actually he about to go into the court, I may give him a little advice. But if we're in the same division, or I know I may have to see him in the playoffs.
Draw the line.
No, I got to draw the line at some point.
Hey, LeBron, always good seeing you. Have a great
man,
season.
I appreciate you guys, man. This is gonna be a fun year once again.
Indeed. Thank you.
Get that second ring here in
Yes,
Cleveland.
sir. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're going to step away for just a moment. Be back with more Cavs HQ right after this. Thanks, LeBron.
March 13th, when Karl Anthony Towns fell on me, I've never had one problem with my hip, so I know for a fact that was never a problem brought up or anything to that matter.
Isaiah, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. How much of a challenge has this particular injury been for you from a mental standpoint? And is there a hurdle that you feel like you've cleared recently that gives you confidence that you can get back to 100%?
From a mental standpoint, it's been tough. I've never been injured to where I've had to sit down for a long period of time. I've always been able to get in the gym and get better. And this summer has been pretty new to me, where I've had to just sit down and really reevaluate everything and make sure my hip is 100% correct. And putting myself around the right people and being traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers have helped me realize what's most important. That's me getting 100% healthy. And I'm doing everything I can to get that. And I have jumped a hurdle. Like, I'm able to run, I'm able to defensive slide, I'm able to backpedal and do those things with no pain. So that's something that is positive for me, just because all summer I haven't done anything and I haven't even tried, because that was what they wanted me to do. And like I said, each and every day is a progression, and it's moved it's moved positively.
So were you ever discouraged during this whole rehab process?
I wasn't discouraged, because I know who I am, and I know I've been injured before. Not to this extent, but not knowing when you're going to play is definitely discouraging. Like when it first happened at the beginning of the summer, and just having to play the waiting game. But now knowing and getting people's hands on my hip and making sure it's all the right things that I'm doing, like I'm positive as they come. I come in here every day with a smile, knowing that I'm gonna play again, and I'm gonna play at the level that I know that I can play at, and that's the MVP caliber level.
That was Isaiah Thomas at the podium, and his teammate last year and his teammate this year. Jay Crowder joins us here on set. Good to see you. First off, welcome to Cleveland. Did it make it any easier, the transition, coming here with Isaiah?
Yeah, obviously coming in with someone I'm familiar with and can talk to. We both have kids the same age, so that helps the transition a lot.
In fact, I heard that your 3-year-old daughter, Jada, right, when she found out you were moving to a new city, was unfazed when she learned that Isaiah's boy was coming, right?
Said,
She's like, I'll forget. I'm
ready to go.
So
it was very easy for her. So the transition was easy for her, so she's good.
You mentioned when you were introduced along with Isaiah that when you guys went to Boston, you kind of talked about it. I don't know if it was you or Isaiah. I didn't know what tank meant, and you guys wanted to win.
Tanking games, right?
Tanking games.
Yeah,
like
losing on purpose, right.
How awesome and different it is now that you come to an organization that has been to the finals 3 years in a row, and it's all about winning the thing.
Well, I think we're getting blessed from our hard work by the basketball guys above to come over and be able to join a team with this much force and this much power. And this mindset of winning the championship is very much pleasing to us to come in and know that we're working with guys who's on the same page as us, want to win. That's what it takes to win, doing whatever it takes to win. So to come over here is pretty much easy to join guys and come to work each day and fight for one goal. It's very easy for us to come because we're coming from totally different familiar grounds, and it feels good to be over here now and playing for one thing.
Jay, in Boston, you were called upon to defend LeBron James on the game's biggest stage in the playoffs, as well as during the regular season as well. Now you get him in practice every day, but at least you're on the same team.
Yeah.
What's that like for you coming in here and looking forward to seeing number 23 every day?
Obviously, he's going to help you get better.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. He's a worker, and he brings it each and every day, obviously. And I cherish those moments. I cherish them on the opposite side of him, and I for sure cherish him playing alongside of him. Just to pick his brain and be with him each day and learn the game even more more so off the court with studying and film study and how he approaches the game. It'll be interesting for me to get on board with how he prepares for games.
You have watched most of these guys preparing to play against them, but was there anything that you learned from last week when you finally got a chance to be on the court with them in Santa Barbara? Was there anything that surprised you, anything that you enjoy?
Really, their work ethic is bar none. It's very high, and me coming in, being in Boston, and trying to set that tone of being a worker. It's a bunch of workers in the locker room over here.
Yeah.
And I don't have to set any tone. I just got to do what I got to do and work out and do what I have to do to better myself as a basketball player. And these guys get it. They're professionals to a T. And that's one thing I've noticed with this group.
Jay, before we let you go, head coach Teron Lue gushed about the prospect of potentially playing you alongside LeBron James, even though you're both natural small forwards. Having you on the floor at the same time, how do you see that playing out, or playing alongside LeBron James in the same lineups, in the same rotation?
Well, you see how the league is transforming with a lot of guys going small. And
right.
You got to be able to match that, and I think we have the pieces to match that. And obviously, one of the pieces, me and him playing alongside each other on the defensive end, and just being creating chaos for other teams and being able to match their power, their firepower they have. So that's what it's all about. It's about being able to defend and match up with other teams in this league, and I think we have the